For technology CEOs and founders, the decision to pursue a merger, acquisition, or recapitalization is a pivotal moment in their entrepreneurial journey. The anticipation of this step often overshadows what comes after the transaction is completed. Have you thought about what the next chapter of your life looks like? Life after the deal is transformative, presenting both challenges and opportunities. The sudden shift in routine and identity can be disorienting.
Do you think you need a plan for what you're going to do with yourself? For me, it was one company, 32 years, wanting the lights go off. And that's a big change. That's changed emotionally. There's a lot that goes into that feeling of no longer being the man, and making sure that you got something to do is pretty important. Doesn't have to be anything change the world wise, but I do think you need to have a plan for what you're going to do with yourself, even if it's just, a year or two. The rest of it will find itself, work its way out.
The demands of running a business paired with the intensity of the due diligence process may drain you mentally and emotionally.
Immediately following the deal, I literally went back into the business. So I didn't get time to decompress. I really should have taken a short break, and I'd recommend that to anyone that does, because that DD process is quite grueling. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm literally taking at least a 6-month sabbatical, where I'm just going to focus on, health, wellness, family trends, focusing on my investment strategy, and really just enjoying, the fruits of what obviously was a great outcome for me. And then at the end of the year, I think I'll just reassess and see where things go. So I'll definitely be doing something very significant next, which, but just, giving myself some space to relax for a bit.
This is the first holiday I've had in 15 years, so things are looking really good at the moment. The rest of it, I don't know. I'm going to take a year off, decide what I want to do. I'm not prejudging anything, and just enjoy the ride. Actually, it's been a long way to get here. It's been great to celebrate it in this way, and we'll see what happens in the next 12 to 18 months.
The post-transaction period offers an opportunity for rejuvenation, exploration, and personal growth.
What happens as you're running businesses, you find so many things in your schedule for the business that you end up by putting off a handful of personal items. And so the last number of months I've been addressing just some items that I had to set to the really the back burner over the past 5-6 years. And so freeing up some time now has allowed me to get to some of those projects that are long overdue. And then added in the mix, since we've sold the 2 companies, my wife and I have welcomed 2 grandkids. So we're doing a little bit of traveling to the Chicago area to meet with our son and daughter-in-law and enjoy the 2 grandkids.
Life's been great. Having sold the company, certainly my wife's happy, so that makes for a positive. The exit of a business affects a whole lot more people than a founder or a CEO.
Worked very hard as an operating CEO, traveled literally 1 million miles. Promised my wife for a long time that we would travel together. We're doing that now. And I'm answering that, fulfilling that promise I had made to her. We're spending lots of time with our grandsons. So there's a lot of personal activities that have been really great. It has also enabled me to be open time for other activities. My coaching, I started another project because as an entrepreneur, I can't really help myself. I have a number of, also I have a hobby farm. So there's a lot of activities that I have time for now that I didn't when I was working as much professionally.
Post-exit, you may have newfound freedom to pursue intellectual curiosities and personal passions, as well as reduce stress.
Rather than, looking for a formal study or doing an MBA, I decided to find a professor that I was in a field that I was really interested in, which was AI. So looked around Australia for the top minds in AI research. And this was before the birth of LLMs more recently. So this is about 4 years ago. And I just fly down and spend a day with this professor on learning about kind of the fundamentals of AI modeling or predictive modeling. And that was wonderful, just taking my time to experiment.
I'm still personally in a transition period because I'm still working in the company that was sold. The acquirers wanted me to stay on and continue running the business. So in that sense, not much has changed, but obviously, you know, a weight of responsibility has been lifted. Cashed in some chips, which is very nice, you know, changes the options I have, the freedoms I have. So I feel, you know, privileged to have that.
Selling my business really has relieved a little bit of that stress. And I've actually gone back to focusing more on the fun parts of the business. So I'm still with the company. I'm still working with the new business, the new owner. And I'm actually moving back into a role that I really love, you know, working on the product. But it's ultimately, I don't want to do everything. So by finding a buyer who will do some of that, and maybe not all, I'm still going to be doing some of the things, but it's a lot less stressful and it's fun. So I'm just going to stay around to do the fun parts.
Consider your transaction as the catalyst for your next chapter. Whether that means leveraging your experience to support other companies, embarking on a new venture, or simply embracing a life of curiosity and fulfillment. How will you navigate life after the deal?